CFOP has 4 steps and it stands for cross, then F2L, which stands for first 2 layers, then OLL, which means making the entire top yellow, and finally PLL, permuting these pieces to make them all solved and whatever. In the first 2 layers, you want to learn how to pair up the white corner with its matching edge piece and insert them as one. So, for instance, these two are a pair, and so I can pair them up like this, and then insert them like this. The third portion of CFOP is called OLL, which is the orientation of the last layer. This is the last layer, and you're orienting all these pieces so that yellow faces up. In both OLL and PLL, there are a lot of algorithms to memorize, which is why we learn triggers. 2 basic triggers to know are sexy move and sledgehammer. So sexy move looks like this, and sledgehammer looks like this. If you learn these triggers, it will make memorizing algorithms a lot easier. Anyway, in the OLL that you use, there are 2 algorithms which will first solve the cross and then solve the edges. In full OLL, which will solve the entire top in one move, you need to know 57 algorithms for 57 different cases. Not even I know all of those, and it's really not necessary. Luckily, 2-look OLL exists. In 2-look, there are 3 algorithms that can be used to solve the cross in one move, and then 7 that can be used to solve the corners. You don't even need to know all these right now. I will make a video on how to learn 2-look OLL later, but for now I'm just going to teach you the cross algorithms, which are all pretty easy. So you already know this one, where it's a bar. You want to do front, sexy, front prime, and that will solve your cross. The next case you can get is when you have an L, and you want to hold it in this direction, the same way you would normally, but this time, after you're going to start the same way with a front, but you're going to do something called an inverse sexy move, which looks like this. So it's basically a sexy move backwards. And then finish it off with a front prime, and then it'll solve the cross. Finally, you can get what's called a dot case, and it doesn't matter what these corners are, but that means that none of these edges are oriented correctly. In this case, you're going to do a longer but pretty simple algorithm. So first you're going to start with the bar algorithm. You're going to do front, sexy, front prime. Next you're going to do a wide F, and that means you're going to turn both of these layers. So it's going to be a wide F like that. And after you do that, you're going to do another sexy move, and then undo that wide move like that. So that algorithm looks really long on paper, but using those sexy moves, it makes the algorithm very easy. And all you have to remember is that, then sexy move, then that, and then that, then sexy move, then that. So now you know how to solve the entire cross in one move. It will take practice, and it's probably more important to learn F2L and practice cross. But the more you know, the more you know. It'll never hurt you. Finally, we arrive to PLL. After you have the entire yellow top, we need to move these pieces around in order to create the PLL. Now I'm going to teach you another algorithm that triggers can help you with a lot. So if you look, you see no headlights, and this is usually a problem because you're going to have to do the same algorithm twice. But I'm going to teach you a Y permutation, which is one of the 21 PLL algorithms, and now you'll be able to know 3 of those. So what this one will do is it will swap these 2 pieces, and it will swap these 2 pieces. Now, since we're only worrying about the corners right now, these 2 pieces don't matter, but since there are no headlights, when we swap these 2, it will solve all 4 of these pieces every time. So the algorithm looks like this. You do a front, and then after that, you do a sexy move with all U primes. So basically what that is you do the same thing as sexy move, but instead of the first U, you do a U prime. And then you're going to do another sexy move, but you're only going to do the first 3 moves of it, and after that you're going to do a front prime. Next, you're going to do a normal sexy move, and then after that you're going to do a sledgehammer. That is the Y-perm, and it looks really long, but hopefully you'll be able to learn it using those triggers. Going back to the beginning of the video, I mentioned that rotations are really bad. So here's an example. Here, as I see these pieces, I would have to do a U2 to line up all the corner pieces. So if I were to do that, I would have to do a U2, then rotate over here, and then do my algorithm. But it's a lot faster to just keep the bar in the back. So if it was like this, then I just put the bar in the back without rotating, doing a U move, and then do my algorithm, and then do a U2 afterwards. Believe it or not, doing that U and then that U2 is a lot faster than going like this, because when you go like this, your hands are out of position, and you have to reposition them, and it just makes a whole lot more sense to do it the other way. Finally, I'm going to teach you another U permutation. So this is going to be the fourth PLO you're going to learn, and this will probably be enough. I would suggest don't learn any more PLO or OLO algorithms until you have gotten better at cross and gotten comfortable at F2L. So this final algorithm I'm going to teach you looks like this, and this looks a lot like the other U permutation, but instead of what the U permutation that I taught in the tutorial does, is it moves all these three pieces counterclockwise. So instead we want to move all these edges clockwise. So to do that, the algorithm looks like this. And that will solve your cube. And real quickly, the way I recognize this really fast is I always look at this piece, and if this piece needs to go here, then I'm going to need to do the clockwise one. So, and then if I look at this piece and it doesn't need to go here, that means it has to go here, so I'll do the counterclockwise one. So that's how I recognize this case, is I always look at this right piece and I see where it needs to go.